before. If you have a question, hit the raise your hand function.
I was so confused.
Oh, that's me. Yeah. You can see me
Yeah, no,
on-
now I know.
But Lauren, if you could just start us off just with your thoughts on this matchup tomorrow night.
Yeah, I feel like LA is always a really exciting place to play. They have a really good atmosphere. I think that honestly, I say this a lot, but I think that any team in this league is always a challenge and they present different problems. And I think they have a really quality front line. So I think it'll be a fun, intense matchup for us that we can definitely get something out of, hopefully.
Questions for Lo? Tyler, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think that obviously with the shortened schedule, it's kind of like look for areas of improvement and then we just focus on the next game. But I do think, like you said, we didn't keep possession enough, and I think that's something that we value. So I think keeping the ball more in higher areas, so getting into more of a high build and then keeping the ball is something that's important to us. And then just creating more chances. Obviously, they had a couple of really good goals, but I think that we can try to mitigate those as well. But yeah, I think it's like water off a duck's back. You just kind of have to roll to the next one. Obviously, we want to focus on the things we did well in that game, but also, reflect and then move, because this league moves too fast to just continually look back. So we got to keep moving forward.
Lauren, I don't know if you knew this, but Katie Lund is one save away from hitting 250 career saves.
Hot dog.
That would move her into a group of only 11 goalkeepers ever in the NWSL who have made that number, and only be the seventh to do it for one team. You're an OG with her. You've seen her progress over the years. Just your thoughts on Katie and her career and how she's progressed as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she started with a bang with the the Women's Cup. Obviously got to see that. But I think she's definitely someone who wants to learn and grow, and I think that that's really important in this league. But yeah, she's definitely been kind of a rock back there. And I think obviously the incredible saves kept us in a lot of games. And I think it's really cool to see her growth throughout the league too, and how much experience she's now brought in for our group, and being an OG with her. Obviously love the smallest and the tallest. Gotta represent my girl. But yeah, no, she's great. She's great to have on the back line as well. Good leadership.
Go ahead, Peyton.
Hi, Lauren. I was wondering, you're about almost halfway through the season after tomorrow, how things are feeling, like how you're feeling with kind of everything that Bev has implemented this season, and how you feel like the defense has improved, become more cohesive, or just any thoughts you have kind of as to how you've evolved in these past 12 games.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with pretty much a whole new staff. Obviously Bev was here last year, but it's her, first time at the helm for us. So I think she's brought in some new stylistic things for us, some new tactical things. So I think it always takes a bit of time to adjust to any of that. And we've brought in a lot of new players. So I think all of that starts to gel. And I think now we're starting to develop the partnerships and the relationships across the back line, across the midfield, across the front line that allow us to gel, but get more opportunity in attack. Like you start to read people, like how they're going to move it defensively. I know she's going to step here, so I can come here. So you just start to understand each other's movements better, and that makes it a lot easier to play. And I think we're starting to understand the way Bev wants us to play, and we're starting to develop. I think obviously we've had an identity, but I think you start to see patterns and identity as you get further into the season. So I think now we've started to develop a real identity for this club under Bev and Carm and Mitch. And I think in Surge, and I think that that's really important for us going forward.
Tyler, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that there is genuinely a real belief of what we can do, and we believe in ourselves regardless of outside circumstances. So I think that to have to have that maybe feels different than in previous years. And I think that that's a really important growth mentality, I think, from like first year, second year, third year into like, you know, the later years for us, I think is really important. Like if we want to be a real like stolid team, I think that we kind of have to have that mindset is like, we're going to win. We're, you know, it's not a win. It's or not if, it's a when type of mentality. And I think that that trickles over into the way we play of just like having a lot of heart, a lot of grit, and like being really hard to beat.
Caden, go ahead. Or
Hi, Lauren. I know you talked a little bit about Angel City and the environment in LA and how it's like incredibly special. I just wanted to know, obviously it's a quick turnaround and you probably don't like have that much time to prepare. Is there anything specific that you played in Portland earlier this year, but like anything specific when you go into like an environment where you know there's probably going to be over 15,000 fans that you kind of focus on or you kind of that you need to know in order to succeed in that type of environment?
Yeah, I think knowing that there's going to be a lot of noise, I think that like your communication has to be like really succinct, but also like knowing each other really well. I think that helps going into an environment like this because you can't hear each other as well. You can't hear the communication. So it's like, you know, little moments where we have breaks or whatever, like someone, I don't know, water break or whatever, like those are moments that we can come in to like discuss tactics and stuff because there's a lot of stuff going on, but I think also not getting distracted by that stuff. I know they like show a lot of celebrities on the screen and stuff. So just knowing that there's a lot of that and that the crowd plays a really favorable role for them and like not allowing that to impact the way we continue to play. If that makes sense.
anything else for Lo? Cool. Lunchtime.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.